session back in 2010. You quoted Thomas Jefferson by saying a wise government will not take from the mouth of labor the bread that it has earned. That is the sum of government. This was back on April 17th in 2010 when you spoke at the Independence Tea Party rally in Philadelphia. I would like to know, my basic thoughts are that the Ryan budget blows up our deficit by $4 trillion. And then you try to get some of it back by making cuts to Medicare and Medicaid and so forth. I don't see this, and I know a large number of individuals don't see this as a prudent way of going about it, and also is not deemed fiscally responsible for our seniors. And I'm one of those seniors. So I would appreciate if you could explain this to us, and to me, and all of us here. Thank you.
The most significant cut to Medicare came as part of President Obama's Affordable Care Act, which reduced Medicare spending by $550 billion, more than $500 billion. Please, let me, I've listened to the question. And one of the efforts that I've made in the United States Congress to strengthen Medicare is to repeal Obamacare and return those dollars to the Medicare program. Now, as I said to Don earlier today, I believe we spend it's between 1/6 and 1/5 of the economy. We spend a lot of money in this country on health care. It's part of the health care economy. We need to make certain that we're spending those dollars as efficiently as we can. And so, number one, I would say to strengthen Medicare. And by the way, my goal in everything I do in the United States Congress is to guarantee that Medicare will be here for you, for your entire life, to strengthen that system, and also see that there's a Medicare system for your children and your grandchildren. Okay, so my goal is to strengthen. My goal is to My goal is to strengthen and secure Medicare. Number one, in the repeal of President Obama's Affordable Care Act, in the repeal of Obamacare, return that $500 billion back to Medicare immediately. Number two, begin to enact the kind of reforms that will contain costs and make the healthcare system more efficient, more effective, and more affordable by reducing the practice of defensive medicine and injecting the kind of competition that I spoke about in the very beginning when I talked about competition in the provision of professional services in Bucks County, which actually reduce the cost of the taxpayer. Competition, you believe competition reduces costs. To encourage competition in the healthcare economy, because competition is a good thing. I figure, ma'am, with respect to healthcare, it's your life, it's your health. It ought to be your choice as to what physician you go to, what hospital you go to, where you receive your care, how that is paid for. And that's what I want for you. So I'm going to just sum up by saying, my goal is to strengthen Medicare, to continue Medicare, to guarantee that there's a Medicare system in place for your children and your grandchildren, to reduce health care costs and make sure that there are sufficient resources for all.
I understand what you're saying, Congressman, but my one thought about this whole thing is everything has to do with everything. All the parts that encompass the Ryan budget and so forth and so on, giving tax cuts to millionaires and another $250,000 a year tax cuts to the top 1% and everything. This is all part of the Ryan budget. It's not just what you propose or what anybody sees doing for Medicare. What needs to happen is we need to take everything together as a whole.
Excuse me.
And figure it
Tell
out.
us about this after he leaves. Mike does have to leave. I thank you for coming.